morning, treasurers. This is your host Parthesh Shah from Night Fintech, and you are listening to Night Snippets. Here is what you need to know before going into trade for 11th November 2021. In the international market, US inflation numbers were released yesterday. CPI year over year was at 620 versus estimate of 590. On a monthly basis, CPI increased 0.9% against 0.6% estimate. 6.2% inflation reading on US CPI is very troublesome, and bond markets also reacted accordingly. US 10-year closed 10 basis points up at 156, and 30-year also 9 basis points up at 192 percentage points on Wednesday. For other maturities in the US bond market, 2-year US yields jumped by 10 basis points yesterday, 3-year by 12 basis points, and 5-year by 15 basis points. Yield curve is flattening across the yield curve. As our listeners know, our night research team already had a clear vocal opinion against the transitory inflation argument, which seems to have been the case with the traders also, as the yield increases suggest that the bond market traders are also not buying the argument and sees rate hikes as soon as July 22. In the crude oil market, crude is at $82.86 per barrel, short-term range 82 to 85. In the currency market, dollar index after the US inflation numbers triggered and is now at 94.91, about to breach 95. US dollars today's range, DXY's today's range for today seems to be 94.74 to 95.04, unlikely to cross 95 today. USD CNY or Chinese Yuan is at 641. USD INR with a low of 74.06 closed at 74.38. Support at 74 and resistance at 74.50 for now. The market open will decide the actual support and resistances for USD INR. Trading strategy: IPO inflows and rupee buying frenzy is now over. Rupee will see some selling as rupee inflows will go back and will now turn as rupee outflows. Also, the inflation reading in the US and upcoming Friday's CPI in India will showcase a weaker rupee case. We expect rupee to trade weaker today with 74.30 as a lower cap and will breach 74.50 as well. In the domestic market, profit booking was seen in Indian bond markets yesterday. 563 2026 closed at 569 versus 566 the previous trading day. 610 2031 closed at 633 versus 629 the previous trading day. But the unexpected rise of inflation in US at 620 will trigger freer trades. In India, CPI numbers will be released on Friday after market hours. Market experts are expecting inflation to be in the range of 430 to 450. Our night research team believes the inflation has bottomed out and will increase from here. For coming inflation numbers, the base effect is favorable and hence we may not see a huge spike in year-on-year numbers, but the month-on-month numbers will show us the scary picture. As far as the OIS curve goes, 1-year OIS at 427 versus 421 the previous trading day, 2-year OIS at 483 versus 475, 8 basis point increase in 2-year spreads, 2-year OIS, 5-year OIS at 548 versus 543 the previous trading day. Night research team expect the 2 and 5-year OIS rates to rise by another 10 basis points in some time. Trading strategy for bond market: stay away from trading for the remaining week. GSEC auctions tomorrow with a new 5-year benchmark and then CPI numbers after market hours. Public sector banks have been net sellers for the last 4 days and their buying appetite will come near 638. Trading range for 610 2031 would be 632 to 636. That's it for today. See you tomorrow with the new episode of Night Snippets.